It is no surprise to anyone that has paid any form of attention to the modern day antics of notable music artist Kanye West, or commonly referred to as Ye these days. It's been a little bit of a mess. From everything since the Alex Jones incident to his numerous tirades on Twitter and banning from Instagram and other social media platforms, being a Kanye fan, which I am proud to proclaim that I am no longer, I don't want to say devout follower, because me personally, I always respected his intelligence and genius when it came to constructing beats and from some of his more thought-provoking lyrics, but I never looked up to Kanye as an individual. I never really respected his politics. I never really respected his ideologies in the sense that I would take those and apply them to my lifestyle. So when that Alex Jones incident happened, I, in my personal opinion, was not very affected by it because Kanye was already on his way out the door. And the reason why I say this is because very infamously, way months before the Alex Jones incident took place, we had Donda 2 was a grandiose evolution of sorts off of the backs of Donda. For many people in our day and age, we all commonly come to the consensus that Kanye could have hung it up after Donda and would have had, generally speaking, a pretty entertaining and quality filled discography run. In fact, Kanye's lowlights are at worst barely above average, and not very many artists can say that their worst album is just average. But unfortunately, we got our first real genuine taste of a piss poor sandwich from Kanye West, a horrific artistic showing during that infamous 2222 stream, in which case he performed Donda 2, similarly to how he was performing Donda 1 up until the release of that album. Now, with Donda 2, the show was a mess. Microphones were breaking. It was clear Kanye was quite frustrated at certain points. Along with that, the syncing for the audio was off. There was a section where Playboi Carti and Kanye West joined forces to perform off the grid, and it is unironically the worst live performance I have seen to this very day. But with all that in mind, how was the album after all this time? How is it now that Digital Nas has essentially forced Kanye to release his album? To me, this release of Donda 2 is a complete and utter ploy by Digital Nas to make sure that he is paid for the amount of work he's put onto this album. Now, while I always respected throughout the music industry, this album is ass. We're beyond the 1 minute mark, so I can give my genuine opinion on this. This is, I don't want to use the term unlistenable garbage because I truthfully and wholeheartedly believe that you could find merit in any type of musical genre, but understanding a lot of people's appeal and a lot of people's beliefs in Kanye, none of those are really on display. His at times infectious personality, his sometimes cleverly written and witty bars, but his earnesty, his heart, none of that is present in this project. And you know, project, despite the fact that it finally released after being locked in the chambers of hell, that's because Digital Nas forced it out. This is, from everything I've seen, from everything I understand, this is the complete and utter same track list, same track, same audio quality that was present in the stem player release of Donda 2, meaning that there have been no genuinely meaningful changes to this album as of the time I'm recording this. And I'm gonna keep it real, they can continue with this horrific trend that's been going on in music, specifically by Kanye's affiliates, Playboi Carti, to go back in and post-patch update the album to fix errors that should have been fixed during the time you were producing the album. It's utterly egregious. But now, some of the things I liked on this album, but the problem is all the things I like are just hypotheticals. You see the Megumi meme from Jujutsu Kaisen, potential man, because that's what Donda 2 and a lot of Kanye's discogs are. And on this point, I'm so sick and tired of Kanye fans trying to push this general, almost everything Kanye worked on was gold. No, you are lying to yourself. I've heard the leaks, and generally my philosophy when it comes to leak individual songs is that yes, we can grade those on a scale of how they would have been if they were released. I think Pissy Pamper is a phenomenal track. I think The Prayer by Kendrick Lamar is another phenomenal track that would probably land some in both artists who worked on the song or I'm saying both, like Young Nudie, and I'm like gaping on the other one, but they would have ranked some of my favorites among some of my favorite songs for both artists had they have released. But the thing about a whole project, especially a modern day Kanye project, is he doesn't have the sauce, he doesn't have the sequencing, he doesn't have the ability to create good and coherent verses. This Donda 2 release is still the same with your $200 investment into a product that Kanye stole, that he later big and chase some more bigger and grandiose ideals. We're 5 minutes in and I have yet to say anything about the music, and that's because the music is the same if you've been following Kanye stretch a path. Now, you might be saying, Xnox, well, why? I'm gonna be real. I am part of the problem. I'm here for curiosity. Just straight. Kanye has commonly been called the potential man. If and but Kanye did this, but if Kanye did this, oh, if Kanye included this, but it's never went. Notice that. Notice in modern day Kanye conversations, it's always if and but never or never currently. It's always he was great. He had potential. And that's what Donda 2 is. It's the Potential Man album. Now we have it physically released. So now Kanye fans can't go around and repeat the same excuse to me that hypothetically this album could have been great, because now the hypothetical album is out and it's booty cheeks from front to back. True Love is the direct assimilation of XXXTentacion's vocals onto a moderately entertaining beat, with Kanye still talking about the same topics he's been going back and forth about for the latter half of his career, talking about his broken family, talking about his ideals and concerns about what exactly is true love and how is that portrayed. Great, cool, phenomenal. And I think that's probably the most coherent Ye verse we get across this entire album. Nothing. And to me, the production for this album is the only moderately interesting part about this. But again, there have been no major changes. I love Too Easy, but I love Too Easy in the sense where if someone played me a demo, or they show me a video they're working on, or they show me a script, they show me a essay they're writing, and I took a look at this is great. I would love for you to incorporate some type of grand conclusion, some type of grandiose top, and there's something after Too Easy. It feels like it's missing both rates build up, great ending. It is a phenomenal middle part of the drums, da 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 da, like it's a perfect end, but there's nothing. It's a ride that goes and up and up and up, and then it goes down. And not like goes down in the fun roller coaster way where you have like twists and turns and all that. It goes down and then the ride's over. I'm happy we have Mr. Miyagi to change the fact that Kanye is unironically unlistenable throughout the entire thing. Cool, 530 is here. I want to say this is the 530 version that doesn't have any AI, meaning it's still not finished because it's just the older version of the song. It is literally just the fucking... This is the equivalent of taking an essay I wrote for a prior class and turning it in and presenting it as new. And hey, I finally finished. We capitalized one I. I might have fixed a grammatical... Sci-fi's ass. I'm so sorry. Like, to me, especially when we did it, is very infamous. Or I don't want to say infamous. It's very memorable because if We Did It, Kid, or We Did It features Baby Keem, but it is also the last known... Oh, I keep hitting my desk out of like frustration. But We Did It, Kid is the last culmination of the Migos. That is the last... And that's why it's monumental. It's such a... It's gained so much more meaning since the group is fast. And it's still stuck. It's stuck in the decaying carcass of this project, with nothing to show for it to release. Now, for the idea, like, I know what I could rate this album. The only thing I would give this album is that it's debatably not as Vultures 2, but at the end of the day, I mean, first is the worst, second is best, third is the one with the hairy chest, and this 3-run Kanye album. That Bully is not included in this, but if you want to include it in this conversation, congratulations. Kanye, fun fact for you, Kanye, right, has been on a longer bad streak of releasing unlistenable garbage albums than he was on his initial legendary discography go contender artistry run. And I say that a little weird because you're like, Malcolm, what do you mean by this? What do you mean by his GOAT depending run. Well, I mean it in the sense that you got to think about it. Okay, so from 04, because I do believe the college dropout drops in 04, and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, 6 years. But again, 808s and Heartbreaks, despite being as influential as it is, it still has its devout critics. So we'll remove that one, and we'll say we'll skip over. So we'll say a run of phenomenal records. But hey, we'll give him the probably the greatest trilogy in hip hop. We now have Donna 2, Vultures 1, Vultures 3 that doesn't exist. But even on the slide that Bully counts now, we're at 4 unlistenable projects. It doesn't matter if you can, because you know what's gonna come next with to those 10s? 0, 0, 0, 0. And again, I don't mean this video to sit there and demean and villainize who are checking out this project out of sheer curiosity, because I vividly remember being in class when the I believe it was Sony who accidentally dropped that R. Kelly project. I remember being in class. It dropped the day after my birthday. And out of morbid curiosity, me and my friends listened to it in class, and that was hilarious. That is probably one of my favorite days of my academic career, was listening to the I Admit It 3-part for the very first time. Out of the sheer hilarity of the tones and the unaware and the mishaps that R. Kelly stepped in while singing that sonnet. He sung. The damn shame I have a media talking about and to realize, oh, this is unlistenable garbage. It's unlistenable. But unfortunately, I like to watch my trying in contests, and that's what brought me to this album. And I'm not entertained. I've grown up. I've grown. I guess that I can't do it. But hey, comment down below. You can yell at me. You can yell at me all you want. I don't care. I don't care. This shit is trash, nigga. You listen to a garbage nigga. And when I say you, I'm talking about the people who are going to sit one yay somehow listenable in any capacity. It's not. I enjoy my trash. But it's got a chuckle out of me. But a chuckle's all he'll ever get out of me. Anyways, I'm not even gonna do the chain chomp. Just get me out of here.